Hi, second graders. We are going to continue talking about our story from yesterday, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And we are going to be filling out a chart this week that has the problem at the top. That's going to be the conflict that the character had in the story. The steps to the solution, those are going to be the ways that the character tried to solve his problem. And then at the very bottom is going to be the solution. And because we read a fable, this part is going to be how the story ended, and it's also going to be the lesson that the main character, which is the boy, learned in the story. So, Mrs. Grant, thinking back to that story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, they talked about his problem at the beginning of the story. He was sitting outside, and what kind of problem was he feeling?
He was really bored. All he would do is stare at the clouds, and then he's like, what can I do to, fill in my time?
Yeah.
So he was bored.
This whole problem started because a boy was bored.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, did he get himself into some trouble, huh?
Yeah.
For being bored. So our problem is the boy was bored. All right. So he was bored, he's sitting on the hillside, and all of a sudden, he gets an idea.
Mm-hmm.
What does he decide to do? I'm gonna put a little bullet mark here because we're actually gonna come up with two.
Well, he decided that he thought it would be funny if he cried wolf, he yelled wolf, wolf,
Mm-hmm.
and made everybody come and see what was going on and thinking that there was a wolf. So he lied and cried wolf when there was no wolf.
All right, so I'm gonna say he cried wolf when there was no wolf.
Yep.
So yeah, he lied.
Yep.
All right, so he's trying to solve this solution of being bored, but he thought that was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
So what does he do next?
He didn't learn his lesson the first time. Even though the villagers went back down angry, he did it again. He lied again and he cried wolf again.
The boy lied again.
Yep.
All right, so we know he was bored, he cried wolf, there was no wolf, he did it again, but something changes at the end of the story. And we talked about how in a fable, our solution is often the lesson that a character learns. What do you think the boy learned in our story?
It was pretty well stated. That man told him the lesson you're learning is that you shouldn't lie. You should always tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to write, the boy learned to always tell the truth. Such an important lesson for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
for the boy, for our second graders, even for teachers,
Mm-hmm.
even grown-ups. It's a really good lesson to revisit and talk about. So we just covered our problem, the steps to the solution, and the solution, which is the lesson. And that is all for today's activity.